Hi guys, welcome to Simple Math. This is going to be the last example or the last video I record about making a letter or a variable the subject, which means in other words, isolate that specific subject. Variable. Now I'm going to solve this set of exercises for you to illustrate in a better way that this is the third video. I invite you to watch the other two videos I record about this. Okay, so let's begin with the first exercise, which is this one. Okay, it says y equals a over b plus 2. I forgot to tell you this, but the thing that we have to make the subject here is the letter b. Okay, the letter b. So let's start solving this. So we have, made a little mistake here. Okay, we have to isolate the letter B. Yes, we have to isolate the letter B. Basically, we have to take everything that is dividing the letter A and we will move it to the other side. How? With the inverse operation of division. Because look, B plus 2 is dividing the letter A. B plus 2 is dividing the letter A. So I will move that to the other side with the inverse operation, which is multiplication. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is to take b plus 2 and I will divide, I will multiply by y. So let's do it. So I have that y times b plus 2 is equal to a. b plus 2 is equal to a. So now, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the y and I will move it to the other side by using the inverse operation. What is the inverse operation of multiplication? Is division. Remember that the y is multiplying the parentheses. So I will pass it to the other side with the inverse operation, which is division. Okay? So I'll say that b plus 2, it's not necessary to write the parentheses now, is a over y. Yes? Now, B has to be isolated. How do we isolate the letter B? I will take the positive 2 and I will move it to the other side with the inverse operation, which is subtraction. So I have that B is equal to A over Y minus 2. That is the way we make the letter B the subject. Okay, let's solve the next equation. The next equation, yes, or the second one. This is the first, this is the second. Okay. Let's do it. We have to make the subject the letter T. So, same situation. If you see, R is multiplying the whole parenthesis. So, I will take R and I will move it to the other side. How? Dividing. Yes? So we have that Q over R, yes, is equal to S minus 2T. Now I'm going to take the S and I will move it to the other side, yes, to the other side with inverse operation. S has a positive sign. It's invisible, but it's there. So I will move to the other side with a negative sign. So I have Q over R minus S is equal to minus 2 times t. Now, to isolate the t, if you see that minus 2 is multiplying the letter t. So I will take the minus 2 and I will move it to the other side. How? With the inverse operation of division. Not the subtraction, the division is the main operation there. So I will use the inverse operation of multiplication. Look. The multiplication is the most important thing there. So the inverse operation is the division. So I will move the minus 2 to the other side, dividing. With the sign included, because the sign doesn't change. What we're going to change is the multiplication by a division. So we have that Q over R minus S over minus 2 is equal to T. That's the way we isolate, yes, the variable t in this exercise. So let's solve the next exercise. Let me erase what I did. All right, so now we have this exercise. All right, we have to isolate the variable x. So the same story, like in the first example, I think was this one. So I'm going to take everything that is divided in the 1 and I will move it to the other side. Yes, 1 minus x2, I will pass to the other side. How? Using the inverse operation of the division, which is multiplication. Okay, so I'll say that y times y minus x squared is equal to 1. Now I'm going to take the y and I will move it to the other side with the inverse operation of y. What is the inverse operation? If you see y is multiplying the parentheses again. So I will pass to the other side divided. So I have that 1 minus x squared is equal to 1 over y. Now I'm going to take this one and I will move it to the other side. How? Subtracting. So I will say that minus x squared is equal to 1 over y minus 1. Okay? Now I'm going to take the minus 1 and I will pass it to the other side. When we pass a negative sign to the other side, that means we change the sign of everything here. I'm going to change the sign of everything there. So that's the way we move a negative sign to the other side. So we have that x squared is equal to minus 1 over y plus 1. If you see, I change the sign of everything. And remember, the way we solve an exponent is used by using the inverse operation of exponent, which is roots. So I'll say that x is equal to the square root of minus 1 over y plus 1. That's the way we isolate the letter y, or we make the letter x. That is the way we make x the substitute. So let's continue with the last exercise. I'm going to erase everything here just to start explaining the last exercise. So finally, I'm going to take the last exercise, which is this one, and I will make x the subject. If you see x is inside square root of something, I would use the property, yes, the inverse operation. So let's do it. So I have that a minus, I'm going to tell you what to do first. I'm going to pass the a to the other side. How? Subtracting, because a has an invisible positive sign there. So I will move it subtracting. So I will say that minus 2 square root of x over 3 is equal to b minus a. Yes? Now I'm going to take this 3 and I will move it to the other side with the inverse operation, which is multiplication. The inverse operation, because the 3 is dividing 2 times the square root of x. So the inverse operation of that division is multiplication. So we have that minus 2 times the square root of x is equal to 3, which multiplies b minus a. Well, that point is not necessary to put it there. I know that, you know that, but I mean, I wanted to put it just to indicate that I will multiply that. Okay, so now the minus 2 is multiplying the square root. So I will take the minus 2 and I will use the inverse operation of that multiplication. In this case is division. So I'll say that the square root of x is equal to 3 times b minus a, I can write that in a parenthesis, over minus 2. Why over minus 2? Because remember it was multiplying. And now we have to isolate that square root. I mean, we have to solve the situation of the square root. And the inverse operation of a square root is using exponent or powers. So I'll say that x is equal to everything raised to the power of 2. So we'll say 3 times b minus a over minus 2 and everything to the power of 2. And that is the way we make the number 3, the variable x the subjects. All right? Okay, guys, I think this was enough for making a number to subject. Again, thanks for watching Simple Math, and see you in the next video, which is going to be related to maybe another important topic. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for watching.